Hey everyone, welcome to another story time brought to you by me, Miss Sasha. And the name of the nonprofit organization that I founded is called ABC Read. And ABC Read, our mission is to develop and nurture a culture of literacy in Black and underserved communities. And the ways in which we do that is by giving away books like this that represent Black people, Black culture, Black experiences, Black history for children and adults. We also focus on reading aloud as well, having our famous read aloud events, which are intergenerational, family oriented, all of that great stuff. We give away healthy foods. So we're all about things literacy and Black folks, okay? Period. Now, I know y'all like, where has she been? And I'm just about to, full disclosure, y'all. I had to go to the dentist. They had to yank a toothus. Had to yank one of my teeth, y'all. So, thank God ain't nothing in the front. So, y'all be like, what's up, Snagger? No, but for real though, sister has been in pain, okay? So I was like, hold up. I ain't about to read aloud to nobody yet. You hear me? Do you feel me? And I'm still kind of dealing with it some, but I'm pushing through, persevering. And guess what? We are going to end this book. There's only a few more chapters left. Literally, I'm on chapter 22. Then we got 23, 24. So we're about to get right on into it. Where I left off is when the Joneses were at the local buffet getting a grub on. And lo and behold, Henry Jr. walks up to little JD. All right. And his family came over there where they were. And so he walked over to them. And so, of course, JD was like, what's going on? I already just beat him and I don't know what he about to try to do. You know what I'm saying? He gonna try to knock the plate out my hand. What's up? What he gonna try to do to a brother? So we about to find out, y'all. This is chapter 22. Let's make a deal. All right. Oh, hi there, Mr. Henry, my mom said. It's nice to see you again. We're just here celebrating that I'm almost done with school. More school, Miss Jones? I see where your son gets his smarts. Henry Jr. nodded slightly at me and crouched by my seat. Hey, James, he said. I have a proposal for you. Business is down, and I can't lose my shop. It's been a part of this town forever. I looked at Henry Jr. intently. I'm asking right here, in front of your whole family, to get your moms and grandparents' permission. I know you have Pee Wee football practice in the fall during the week and church on Sundays. Why don't you consider coming to work for me on Saturdays? He tried to shut me down before with the health inspector. He tried to take away something that means so much to me. Even so, I couldn't help feeling sorry for Henry Jr. Between my grandparents, church, weekly Bible study, and my mom, I knew I had to always try to be nice, even if someone had been unkind to me first. Well, we'll see, Mr. Hart, I told him. I decided I'd sleep on it. But first, I was going to enjoy the night with my family, celebrating my mom. I couldn't wait to watch her walk across the stage and graduate again. Monday was my only night free from choir practice, Pee Wee football, and Bible study. So that's when I went down to Hart and Son. Henry didn't close shop until 8 o'clock at night. I sat on his waiting bench watching and watching and watching. No one came in after Henry Jr.'s last customer, so he decided to close early at 6 o'clock. I guess business was really slow. Henry Jr. looked into his tip jar to take inventory. A tip jar. Why hadn't I thought of that? Thanks for coming, JD, Henry Jr. said. He sat down in his barber chair looking like a squashed tomato. Now look, I can't let my dad's legacy close on my watch, he said. I want to propose something that lets us both win. I had my own ideas of how we could both win, but I let Henry Jr. go first. How much do you charge for cuts at your house, JD? Henry Jr. asked. $3 before I won the competition. $5 after, I said. Henry Jr. smirked. I think he was impressed by my business sense. Lil J, you obviously have talent, and you know what kids want, he said. I have to admit, I don't. And now, everybody knows it. But what I do know is how to run a business. I can offer you a chair in my shop on weekends. Kids' haircuts are $7.50 a head, and you can give me $25 a week in chair rent. If you get good enough to cut adult hair, you could charge more. You can even keep all the tips you make. I looked around for a sheet of paper and a marker. I was pretty good at math. Home, 20 heads per day times 5 equals $100. $100 times 4 Saturdays equals $400. Heart and Son, 20 heads per day times $7.50 equals $150. 150 times 4 Saturdays equals $560. Monthly chair rent fee, $25 per week times 4 weeks per month equals $100. $560 minus the $100 from the monthly chair rental fee equals $460. I'd make $60 extra a month working at Heart and Son. Plus, I wouldn't have to worry about my grandmother complaining about kids coming in and out of the house, using her bed sheets as capes, and birds eating hair out of the grass. Finally, Henry Jr. was speaking my language. Could I convince my family to let me do it? What y'all thinking? What you thinking, y'all? Should he do it? Should he go ahead and work for Heart and Son? Give up his entrepreneurial vibe he got going on in his house? Or should he make that sacrifice? Work for Heart and Son, helping out the brother who's been a staple in the community of Meridian, Mississippi for years. And he gets to make more money. What do you all think? Chapter 23, off to work. At dinner the next night after choir practice, I told my family about the details of Henry Jr.'s job offer. My mom gave me a blank stare. Her fork of greens paused in the air near her mouth. JD, I don't know. Can we talk about this later? That seems like a bit much, she said. I shot a hopeful look over to my grandmother to see if she would support me. Mom took a lot of her parenting cues from Grandma and Granddad. Veronica, I don't know if it's a good idea for JD to be down there getting in grown folks' business, Grandma said. Not the answer I hoped for. Yeah, JD, who's going to take you back and forth to Henry's? Vanessa added. I have my bike, Vanessa. Why does she have to butt in? My last chance for support was Granddad. If he said no, it would be 3 against 1, and I definitely couldn't do it. The next afternoon, instead of going to Jordan's house, I went home to try and catch my granddad before he started his burial insurance meetings at 3 o'clock. I snuck up on him in his armchair and hugged him from behind like I always did when he was alone watching The Young and the Restless. That Victor Newman is still so smooth, I heard him say to himself. Granddad, I really want to go cut hair at Henry Jr.'s. I'm good at it. This way, I won't even need an allowance. I made my case all in one breath. At his core, Granddad was a businessman. He had been the boss at JCPenney and now he was his own boss. I will be like you, I said, a working man. A smile spread across Granddad's face. He didn't make a sound for a long while. Okay, he finally said. I will encourage your mom to let you try it. But just don't forget where you come from. Don't embarrass me or your family when you are there. So that's how I became Hart & Sons' first non-family employee. The night before my first day at Hart & Son, I packed all the essentials. My video game console, my jar of candy, and a set of photographs of current hairstyles to put up on Henry Jr.'s wall. I didn't exactly know who'd come in for a cut or what it would be like to work beside Henry Jr., but I was about to find out. Last chapter, y'all, chapter 24. Oh my goodness, home stretch. What y'all thinking? Oh my goodness, please put in the comments section below what y'all think about the decision that JD made. He is a smooth talker. JD ain't no joke. Chapter 25, y'all. 24. My new competitor. The only thing I didn't like about my first day at Hart & Son was that it felt like work. There were adults around, so we kids had to be respectful and not goof off so much. I couldn't take breaks to play my own video games and forget about turning on cartoons. My feet hurt so much worse than anything I had ever felt after football practice. I couldn't wait to sleep. But all the money I made put me in a good mood. I cut 10 kids' hair at $7.50 a pop and made $11 in tips. 10 kids times $7.50 equals $75. $75 plus $11 in tips equals $86. I was good at what I did. And my cuts were making kids all over the neighborhood feel good about themselves. What could be better? There was one kid who had come in because his mom gave him a bad haircut, just like I'd had. And he was so happy when he left. As I walked up to the back porch, it looked like the lights were on in my room. Everyone in Meridian kept their doors unlocked. We were all polite enough to never just walk into someone's house without asking. Was I being robbed? I tiptoed up to my door and heard the sound of a bunch of giggling girls. I turned the knob and saw the last thing I'd expect. Vanessa and a group of her friends had taken over my bedroom. There were hot curlers, bobby pins, gel brushes, and a big old hairdryer with a bonnet. I even saw nail polish out, something Mom never let Vanessa wear. Where'd she get that? Jessica was sitting in my chair that I'd been using for haircuts, and Vanessa had twisted her hair so she looked like a grown-up warrior. Hey, JD, Jessica said. Guess what? My mom said you can give me bangs. Are you up for the challenge? She asked. A grin spread all the way across Vanessa's face as she turned to me. Well, JD, since you're out working on Saturdays, I thought I'd try doing my own thing in here. Kids' track and field is over until spring. You know I'm good at doing hair. Plus, Mom said it was okay. My room, my setup, and my chair? Why does she have to copy me? Didn't I have the idea to do hair first? By the way, why did you decide to go to work at Henry's? Vanessa asked. You could work with me and we could keep all our money in the family. Working with my sister? That didn't sound like the best idea. We were really different. The last project we worked on together was the Sunday school bake sale, and we argued over whether to make cookies or cupcakes. We ended up putting both in the oven at the same time and burned everything to a crisp. Mom was super annoyed that she had to take us to the grocery store to buy ready-made sweets. Now Vanessa wanted us to do hair together? she would have every girl in the city in my room. I had gone from teased to the best kids barber this side of the Mississippi. Henry Jr. had tried to shut me down. Even my clippers stopped working during the competition. And that didn't stop me. Did I need to help her with her dreams too? But one thing I knew about Vanessa is that once she got an idea stuck in her head, she never let it go. I knew this wasn't over. Dang. The end, y'all. Oh my goodness. Look at all of that happened in them last few chapters. Oh man, I hope y'all didn't go read ahead either. I hope y'all waited for me. Look at me. I'm all like, I want y'all to wait for me to read it. But for real though, y'all, oh my goodness. Put in the comment section how y'all like the ending. Actually, I love the ending because it actually, of course, you already know, right? There's a part 2, okay? So here it is. I think it's great. I love the fact that JD has inspired his sister to want to start her own business and doing her friend's hair. So I think that's a great thing. And I like her idea, actually, of her saying, hey, look, JD, we can work together. We can keep our money in our family. But I also like how JD said, you know what? I want to go ahead and help out Mr. Henry Jr. They've been in the community before I was even born. And I think that's a blessing that he said, you know what? I want to help this man, even though he called the health department on me. Even though he wanted to do some hateration. JD said, nah, I'm better than that. I'm going to show this grown man that, yes, I know how to be mature. And one thing we can definitely learn from this story is that, yes, us as adults, we learn from children as well. So on that note, I hope that you all enjoyed the last few chapters. I hope you all enjoyed this book and look forward to me reading another book as well. I'm continuously loading videos. Like I said, I had a little snafu in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Sister was like, ow. So yeah, with all that being said, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share these videos. Make sure that you are getting your 30 minutes at least a day. At least. You ain't got to just read for 30. You can read for more. But at least get 30 minutes in, all right? And make sure you all take care. And please subscribe to my other channel, ABC Read, as well. I got like about 4 subscribers. That's okay. That's because I've had Reading is Freedom for a little minute. But nevertheless, thank you guys and take care. And remember, please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Thank you, my new subscribers as well, and my old heads too. All right, y'all.